Hi guys, Righteous Raymond here, back again with more Rapture Talk videos. I did 5 other videos, me the red shirt with my afro out. Please watch those. But this video has 3 purposes regarding Rapture Talk. This video, its 3 purposes are to encourage, to inform, and to remind. To encourage, to inform, and to remind is not to mock or to shame, but it's to encourage, inform, and remind regarding end time events. Number 1, we talk about end time events or eschatology, the study of end times, especially as pertains to biblical prophecy. We have to make sure we're clear on what we're talking about. So I was doing some research on the history of end time talk, okay, the history of eschatology, going back to even the first century, the first millennium. And we have to be clear on what we're talking about. Now, lately we're talking about the rapture. We're talking about rapture talk, okay? Talk as in T-O-K. But there are other phrases you need to be familiar with. There's Armageddon. There's apocalypse. We already said rapture. Sometimes people say that's one and the same as the second coming. Sometimes they say they're 2 different events. So rapture and second coming of Christ. Millennial reign, so 1,000-year reign. End of the world. That could be like a planetary like, planets colliding or stars or explosions or asteroids, comets, other things. Or it could be nuclear, nuclear explosion on the earth. Or it could be spiritual, meaning God just snaps his finger and everything just goes away. So that's end of the world, like the actual ball, or that's the earth, the globe. Or it can be the stuff on the outside of the ball, the stuff on outside of the earth. So there's the ball, or some people are saying the whole earth is going to be gone, the whole ball will be gone. And some people are saying, no, the ball will still be there. The oceans will be there. The mountains will still be there. But the world, meaning how humans interact with each other, commerce and education and government, they're saying all that will be going. And then if that's going, if the world part is gone, the earth is the ball, the world is what's going on top of the ball. If what goes on top of the ball goes away, that's anarchy. No rule, no government, no control, just straight chaos. Think of the movie or the TV series. What's the zombie series that's out. So different events, but I'm kind of trying to stick on the topic of rapture. As we know, Joshua Mhlakela, he said that he had a visitation with Jesus or a vision of Jesus, and he said Jesus told him that the world was going to end. Well, not the world was going to end. He was going to come rapture. Remember, 2 different events. He said that Jesus was going to rapture his church, his body of believers, on September 23rd through September 24th of 2025. When it did not happen, he came back and said that it was because Jesus was referring to the Julian calendar, Julian referring to Julius Caesar's calendar. And he said that Pope Gregory XIII changed the calendar. When we say Gregorian, it refers to Pope Gregory, Pope Gregory XIII. They're saying that Pope Gregory changed some dates, moved it back like 10 days. I think Sister Helen Giwi, she said 10 moons. I think she might have meant to say 10 days. They're saying that there's a 13-day gap between the Julian calendar and the Gregorian calendar. Every so often, it started at 10 days, and as time goes back, goes 11 days, 12, 13. So they said the world was going to end, or the rapture was going to happen on October 6th, 7th, okay? So when that date changed, when the rapture did not occur, they moved the date again. And some people are very discouraged. And so that's why I said my point of this video is to encourage people, because some people were very discouraged when that date passed. And the reason I feel it's necessary to do this video is because some people say, well, nobody was hurt because I changed the date, but it's not true. Some people really were very discouraged. I'll read some of the comment sections on the videos. Some people are very discouraged. Some people are very hurt. Some people, they put pauses on their plans, like very important plans they had with their school or, whatever, dating, maybe buying a house, whatever their plans were. They didn't even go forward with their plans, so they figured, why should I take the final exam? Why should I apply for the new job? Because the world's going to end anyway. Some people gave up custody of their pets, children. Some people gave up ownership of their homes, vehicles, allegedly. This is what people are saying. So it can terrify people. It can release the spirit of fear and anxiety. It can pause people's purposes. People are not doing what they're supposed to be doing. It can reduce credibility. A lot of mocking videos have come out. A lot of people have been mocking Christ and Christians and the church and the Bible, mocking God. And I think two more negative effects of inappropriate, or setting dates that don't come to pass is that you can decrease your preparation. Some people are not going to make it through tonight. They say about 151,000 people do not live every day. 151,000 people are no longer alive each day. So if they're waiting for a date to repent or to get right, they may think that they have more time. Well, I got 5 days, and you may not even have 5 seconds, So it can decrease people's spiritual preparation. And lastly, it can, I guess it deceives you on your lifetime. You think you have 20 more years because the date was set for 2056, and you actually have 20 minutes. So it can deceive you on how much time you have. So there are some negative effects of setting dates that do not come to pass. But I want to encourage you all that this is one of many dates that have been set and that have not come to pass. I'm going to show you. I went on Wikipedia, and Wikipedia is not 100% accurate, but it's pretty. I'm going to say these 99% accurate. I'm going to show you all just real briefly the papers that I printed off on Wikipedia on end dates. Just in my lifetime, it's about 50 predictions. Since I've been born in 1985, there's been about 50 predicted dates of the end of the world, or Armageddon, or apocalypse, or rapture, second coming, millennial reign, judgment day, anarchy in the world. Let me write that down. I've got to put that down. Judgment day, that's another event that's separate from all the other. It's not, all these events are not one and the same. I'm going to show y'all real quickly, and I'm going to read some of these in my second video. These are how many times the end of the world or eschatological events was predicted. Here's the first millennium, 11th to 15th century. This is in no order. We got 17th century dates predicted, 16th century dates, 19th century dates, 18th century dates. This is far in the future, like, millions of years in the future dates predicted. More 19th century dates. We have, and I'm going to just go over in the next video, I'm going to go over the 20th and 21st century. So here's the 20th century dates. More interesting in the things that happened in my time, the dates that were predicted in my time zone. 20th century, more 20th century, and we got some 21st century. 21st century. 21st century. So I want you to know that this is not a new thing, and they even have Pastor Joshua Mhlakela on here. So he's the most recent, and they said this about him. So so how they arranged it, they have the date that was predicted for the world to end, or the eschatological event to end. They have the claimant's name here, so whoever claimed was going to happen. My ink ran out right here. This is what they said was going to happen. And then this, so this is the references. So we had 194 references so far. So this is not a new thing. So if you're being like super terrified and you're scared, people felt the same way you felt. Millions of people felt the same way you felt throughout the millennia, throughout the centuries of the world. People have been just as scared as you are. So I'm going to read some of these 20th and 21st century ones, and I want you to tell me if they sound familiar. If they sound familiar to Prophet Mhlakela, I'm going to read his. So 23rd to 24th September 2025 and 7th through 8th October 2025, Joshua Mhlakela and various TikTok users. So this is what the claimants here. South African pastor Joshua Mhlakela prophesied the biblical rapture where Jesus would ascend true believers to heaven before global tribulation, leading to the hashtag RaptureTok on TikTok, with videos amassing millions of views on tips like survival kits for those left behind and historical context repeated failed predictions. Mhlakela later revised his prediction date based on the Julian calendar after its initial failure. So he's one of many people that predicted the world would end, that it did not happen. Please come back for part 2. Thanks for watching, guys. See you soon.